When you have a story like this that's been out for so long, you have these moments where you start to kind of reminisce and think about the series in general. And I was sitting down just thinking about a lot of my favorite scenes, moments in Tower of God. And because of the way that my mind works, I obviously had to rank them. But I really was racking my brain trying to figure out what do I believe is single-handedly the greatest scene, the best moment in Tower of God. This is just my opinion. And I came up with an answer. It's honestly a pretty obvious one. Pause the video here, and I want you to guess what I'm going to say, or just tell me what you think is single-handedly the best, greatest moment or scene in Tower of God. But I'm going to play it for you right here. Back to season 1, A Simpler Time. This push to me is absolutely the most iconic, most important, and best scene in Tower of God, and we're going to talk about it.
Talking time just tick away. You ain't clocking hours on the day. All that watching stopping what you claim. Dollar crosses real got me name. Hoping God just get me out this game.
While I agree that this is a very safe answer, I honestly think it's the most obvious one. And the reason that I have to pick this scene, the push, is because of how it made us feel as readers. Because we were probably just as confused as Bam was during the last examination when Rachel did that. I will be honest, I always got a bad vibe from Rachel. I couldn't really put my finger on why, but when it happened, there was definitely a part of me that wasn't 100% like shocked, but I was still in disbelief. To the point that I spent days upon days, weeks and months after the fact, real life angry at Rachel. I'm in class, I'm at work, I'm doing whatever, and I'm like, why did she do it? You heartless bitch! Right? So like, I'm actually, it made me really upset. And you've seen some of the people who do not like Rachel. It permeates to this day. Have you seen some of those reactions? That's what the anime scene, even though I don't like the anime, this scene means a lot. And within the context of the story and not just how it makes you feel as a reader or viewer, it means so much when you think about what she taught Bam, telling him not to betray, all the lessons that she imparted onto him in that cave, and things about even like women and having to treat them a certain type of way. And she goes against all those teachings in that moment for a purely selfish desire. And she pushes him out the little safe zone where the bull was, to his demise, seemingly at the very least, right? And then using the hindsight that we have, so in retrospect, I understand that now we have added knowledge so we can go back and somewhat recontextualize some scenes. Seeing how she acts later in the various engagements that they have really kind of highlights her character and who she truly was the whole time. And if Bam gets a second push off the Hell Train, that made me sick. I'm not gonna lie to you. I couldn't believe he did that. And then in the Floor of Death, you start to finally see Bam really accept the situation, but you always know because of this is in a lot of ways. I don't like saying this, but his mother. In the sense, I know he calls her an angel, but it's just like everything that I knew before coming into this tower, everything that I've learned, everything that was instilled into me, it came from you. And you have gone back on each and every one of those things and have become my enemy. You are even hurting the people who I care about, who care about me. She blew up Aguero's heart. And I absolutely cannot agree with the way that he handled that. But again, that just goes to show to you how complicated it really is to him, because Rachel does mean a lot to him regardless of how she has acted since pushing him, and even how she's acted towards his friends. Now, I don't agree with how he's taking it, but I understand that these internal turmoils, it just takes a lot more to kind of get past them. So I really don't think I have to go into much more detail. I think we all, as Tower of God fans, understand how iconic this moment is. This betrayal is top one betrayals ever. Like, when I think about the most iconic, important scene in Tower of God, this is the moment that pops into my head immediately. We're building up this story about going up this tower for a wish. Bam is starting to kind of show a little bit of potential, latent talent. We're starting to finally figure out, okay, He's ready to help her go up to the tower to achieve her dreams. He's willing to take you there, carry you there. You're supposed to be in a wheelchair. You stand up and then you push this man, which completely changes the trajectory of his entire life and climbing this tower. I don't have to go into more detail than that, but share with me, what is the most iconic, important, and/or best scene and moment in Tower of God to you? If you disagree with me, let me know. Let me know why. But yeah, it's the push, man. It's the push. Patreon gang, shout out to everyone who supports the CBLs, the Priest of Fire, but especially the Fifth Zen Gods. Shout out to Abdel, Chromizone, Revenant, Triss, Scope, Shoddy to your body. I don't know why I read like that every time I think I read your name. Simi, Miles, Sunny Kata Polly, and Cayenne. Your support is greatly appreciated.
In my drugs, pour it in my cup, sitting in my darkness with my ghouls